Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So for today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the updated look, updated organization of my crafting / planner prep area. Now, if you guys didn't know, I actually got this new set of wire racking from Target and I'm absolutely in love with it. It's really big though, that's my only complaint, but I guess I really can't complain because it does hold all of my stuff and more. So anyways, let's get started. I'm just gonna start at the top, but right here I have my paper trimmer, and then I like to use, as you can see, plenty of shoe boxes to organize some of the larger things that I have. So I have a couple of spare shoe boxes right here. And then in here, basically I have a variety of different things. Like I have a bunch of different pairs of scissors. Some of them are for different things. Like I have ones that are only for paper, ones that are only for fabric. And then I do have one of my extra arc punches in there and some rulers. Up top, there's stuff like glue sticks and a hot glue gun, things like that. This one right here pretty much has all electronic stuff. So there's my old phone in there, and then like Bluetooth speakers, charging cords. And then some of these are actually labeled, some are not, as you can see. So this one has like 3M hooks and strips, sticky tack push pins, and packing tape. And then very tippy top right here, we have all my Christmas cards, which I'm actually in the process of filling those out right now. And then in here is just my Post-its and page flags, sticky notes, whatever. In here I have my notepads and Project Life cards. I have my giant sticker books from the Target dollar spot right here. Very top I have all my washi, which I have downsized considerably. I have a majority of my sticker books in this shoebox, and then in here just extra labels and stickers. Okay, now we get to the second shelf. So as you can see, these are all of my Sterilite drawers, and these haven't really changed since the last time I shared this with you guys. I just have some stuff on top, like some envelopes for mailing stuff, like bubble envelopes and whatever. And then I have my small rotary mat and something that my brother made me a couple years ago. So this is all pretty much stayed the same. So I'm actually not going to take you guys through this again, just for the sake of time. But if you are interested in knowing what is in all of these, I suggest you go dig up my old video that I did on this section of my room. So I do have some envelopes right here. And then this is my printer. Nothing really that fancy. I'm kind of hating it right now. I kind of want to throw it against the wall because it doesn't print properly. So, and then I have this, which is actually from, where's it from? It's May Designs for Blue Sky, and I got it at Target. So I really liked the colors and how they're subdued for the most part. So I thought it was pretty. And then I have this, which has all of my usernames and passwords. This generally stays locked up, but while I'm home, I actually leave it out because if I'm paying bills, sometimes I do need to access this, or I have a couple of different email accounts and it's hard to remember what all the different passwords are. So, all right, I have this, which just has spare change in it. And then These are all of my thank you cards and blank cards. And then it's all sitting on top of my old MacBook. And then I have some baby wipes right there for when I do stamping. Okay, this right here is going to sound crazy, you guys, but this is my pride and joy. So I went ahead and I finally went through all of my half size, like half sheet paper that I own, like all of it, including the ARC stuff. And for the most part, a lot of that was sitting on my desk for like months and months. So the fact that I actually went ahead and organized this is amazing to me. So this I'm just over the moon about. So all I did was I took some of my 28-pound paper and I cut it in half, and then I folded it in half, and I basically just wrote, you know, whatever type of paper it is. So I have my metal ruler right here just to kind of keep the pages up so they don't get all slouchy. But I have printer paper that's been punched, 28-pound white. So it does say if it's been punched or not. And then I have my arc lined and punched, which technically should just say arc lined. Arc dot grid, tool grid, cardstock, white and punched, regular cardstock. That's, you know, just white. And then my tan cardstock that's punched, regular tan cardstock, orange, yellow, green, purple, and pink cardstock. So it's definitely a lot of paper. And if you want me to be honest, the sad part is that this is the result of pretty much a year's worth of, you know, buying paper, I guess you could say. Some of this is from this year, like the 28-pound paper, but everything else is from last year. So yes, I know, it's a lot. I should really just have my own Etsy shop or something. So right here I have some of my planner pads. So this one is weekly, and then I have my monthly. And then in here, I just have this, which is just like random little bits and bobs, just some paper clips and some binder clips. And then I have some of my smaller notebooks in here, as well as all of my dividers. And then you guys have seen what's in here, but basically tape, extra sticker, hole punches, or paper punches, whatever. These are all of my wood block stamps. So got quite a few of them. Not quite as many as the photopolymer. And then I have my, what am I trying to say? My label maker. This is 28-pound paper. And then this right here is just regular printer paper. So I'm actually going to sit on my bed to show you guys the rest of this. But everything on the last two shelves is pretty much, I would say for the most part, it's all like crochet stuff. So this is a blanket that I'm working on currently. These all have my sewing and crochet stuff in there. So I did buy a sewing machine for Black Friday, but I returned it because my mom told me that the brand was absolute crap, and she's nice enough to give me her sewing machine because she's buying herself a Bernina. So thankfully I'll be able to put all that sewing stuff to good use. But let me just show you guys how I have these organized. So these are by Sterilite. As you guys can see, I'm a huge fan of Sterilite. But in here I have some elastic. I have some safety pins. These are all like needles, have a bunch of pins, and then I have one pair of my scissors that are only for fabric, and a seam ripper. And then in the second part of this, I have kind of like a mishmash of everything. Some different types of, I wanted to say yarn. It's not yarn, a thread. There we go. That's what happens when you crochet for too long. I have a zipper for one of the pillows that I want to make. Some tape measures, buttons, a bunch of bobbins in here as well. And then in here, some more bobbins. So it's going to be nice to actually, put these to use, like for real. And then in here is all of my crochet stuff. So this top one has my stitch markers and one of my, well, I think it's like the only one I have left, but basically it's the needle that I use to sew in my ends. And then these are my most used crochet hooks, like the sizes. So generally I stick with a 4 mil, but I tend to fluctuate between 4 mil all the way up to 5.5. And then I was using these binder clips before to kind of keep my stitches in their spot. And then on the bottom, I just have all of my extra crochet hooks, like the bigger ones for chunky yarn, and then just like the super small ones that are meant for like lace, or I mean, yeah, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's all of that. So moving on, I do have my laminator right here. It's not technically supposed to be there, but I don't know. I haven't gotten around to organizing these last two shelves, if you couldn't already tell. That's a hat that I made for my brother. I just have to add a couple of things onto it. And then this right here is a blanket that I was making, which I think I'm actually gonna throw that away because I'm tired of blankets that are granny square because it does not keep you warm at all. And then in this basket is everything that I'm working on currently, aside from the white blanket, so, and the hat. So I have my fall blanket in there, and then I also have a pot holder that I'm making for my best friend's mom. This little box right here has a bunch of stuff specifically for my Arc Mini. And then over here, I have a variety of different things. So on the top right here, have some needle caps, like for knitting. I don't knit anymore, and I'm actually gonna donate my knitting needles, but yeah, you know, haven't gotten around to it yet. I have a cute little Tsum Tsum case, which I use when I travel with my crochet stuff. And then I have a couple of books. I also have my giant tulle notebook that I use in conjunction with my planners. And then I have my scrapbook paper. All right, the last thing I have is just a whole bunch of yarn, if you couldn't already tell. So starting over here, have primarily acrylic, and then it kind of gets into more, I don't know, I guess like the fancier yarns. So like I have some of the scrubby yarn, and then I have a lot of cotton yarn as well. I primarily use cotton and acrylic for a lot of the projects that I do just because it's so much easier. And then you can see the skeins get a little bit bigger towards the end. So some of these I'm actually going to be using for blankets. And then in here, these are pretty much skeins that I'm currently using or have already used. and they're basically like, they're not full skeins like when I bought them. So in these bags, I also have some scraps, which I use them for different crochet projects. So if I'm making something small and I need to stuff it with something, I just use some of the yarn scraps that I have. But anyways, that, excuse me, is everything. So I tried to make this as fast as possible. You guys know I talk a lot. I'm a little too precise, but whatever. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this updated look. I'm very, very happy with this. It is ungodly huge, but I'm probably going to have this until I either move or I stop being obsessed with all this crap. So we'll see which one comes first. I don't know which one will, but we'll find out. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye, guys.